I'm feeling my dad right now. Heavy. Heavy. With that being said, I'm gonna read a little bit out of the journal that I had right when he died and what I wrote some of his eulogy on. And this is the first time I'm reading it too since he died. So it's not gonna be all, it's gonna be just heavy enough for you to digest it. But I feel like it's beautiful. I don't know. I feel like it will be. I'm really thinking about him. Gotta get that full cancer back. My dad was already sick for a long time, so I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to try and deal with the idea of death early on. But nothing truly prepares you for the hurricane of emotions that follows the loss. It is truly reminiscent of the Great Flood. There's a stale uncertainty and weakness that is undeniable. My father either had an inflated ego or very low self-worth. Maybe these concepts are naturally married. He was born a fighter and he died a fighter. Let's start. His name was Patrick. He was born in 1955 in Salishan, Tacoma, Washington. He grew up playing in the woods there and developed a love for the outdoors, hunting and fishing. He died with a vast knowledge of the patterns of nature and the circle of life. He was a Leo through and through, a big heart, loyal, the light in the room, high energy. I suppose sometimes that energy would get distorted. Some or most of his disagreements with other people had to do with principle. It was always about integrity. He told everyone to do the right thing even when no one is watching. I'm getting emotional because I'm proud of myself, not because I miss him, because I'm doing what he taught me to do. Whether or not he followed that rule all the time, I don't know, but I assume he usually did. He was colorblind and he loves Crown Royal. He had a great and vulgar sense of humor. He hated liars and thieves. He had a famous smoked salmon recipe. And with hunting, he was a great shot. He partied hard in his day and never thought he would make it past 30 years old. I guess he got lucky. I suppose a part of him did die when he got married and had a family. I know he loved us, but I also believe he would have been happier as a bachelor, a single man. Or maybe just living alone. Through my process of grief, I began to understand him more. His anger makes more sense to me because I am now feeling a similar pain. I see the wounded child in his heart. He endured a lot of emotional neglect and trauma that went unhealed for the entirety of his life. Maybe that's why he got sick in the first place. Anytime I pointed out his toxic behaviors, I would be reminded of how good I have it. Some of that was to deflect his responsibilities in healing or emotional retardation, and some of it was true. My life was a dream compared to his. He always did everything in his power to support my passions. He was critical, but he wanted my brother and I to find our definition of success and achieve it. He was a devoted father. He made it a priority to prepare us for the world as he knew it. He did the best he could with what he had. His mentality is a dying art. It's interesting how much I complain about my dad's rough edges. We're both rubies. It doesn't really make a difference if one is raw and one is polished. At the end of the day, we're both rare gems. Every day I attempt... Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Tears in my eyes. Damn, the salt fell. You know I gotta get it with it. I always do both shoulders because I never know what side matters. Okay. Okay, so I said, we're both rare gems. Every day I accept your death a little more. Your authenticity is in my blood. Thank you for that. Mean what you say and say what you mean. It's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog. Although I do wish you were more emotionally stable, I still loved who you are. You taught me so much. The entire purpose of humanity is evolution. If we are not evolving, we are doing something wrong. At the end of the day, can you say you are truly evolving? Today I woke up in physical pain. I realized I'm in denial. Not only about your death, but concerning a ton of sorrow in my previous years. I started to cry and then I began dry heaving. No puke came out. I was simply purging. I could only hold it in for so long before it popped. The wind and the ocean seemingly grieving with me. It was strong and violent to an extent. I know I will be okay. Not only okay, but I will thrive. From here on out, I will accept the responsibility of fathering myself. Damn! My dad will be with me in spirit, and we will teach each other finally, without the dark baggage debilitating our growth. We had a soul contract, don't you know? This was destined for us. It doesn't make the journey less painful. It just reminds me that I am not a victim of circumstance. This is my path. Healers, leaders, and shamans have to endure extreme struggle and pain at many points in their lives. I am at a crossroad. Heal or void out. For now, for today, I'm choosing to heal. Grief is an art form. If you work at it just a bit every day, sooner or later, it will turn into something beautiful. At the beginning, it's hideous and awkward, but it develops gracefully with time. Whatever the hell that is. I'm not sure if the memories will come back, but I can't remember much these days. Now the next entry is a year later must be. It says, "Hey old fart, it's been a year, yep. Now since you died. A lot has changed as is natural for any year. Well, I miss you now more than ever. I'm done feeling like a victim. I understand your actions and behaviors more. Thank you. You really raised me right. You should be proud of the knowledge you passed on. I'm just a cool guy." That's what my dad would always say. "I'm just a cool guy." I says, "Yes, you are. You'd be proud of me too. I'm much wiser now. Less over emotional." That's such bullshit. More fun. Less over drinking. That's bullshit. More art. I'm really happy that I moved back home to start tattooing and had that time with you. Even though you died on me, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean. Well, I have a tattoo career to look forward to, and I can always look back and remember that this is what brought me back home to you. Do you mind opening up some conversation with me? Now that you're on the other side, I miss you. Say hi, please. And you're welcome to guide me as well. When you do talk to me, make it clear so I can understand you easily, please. Love you, Dad. You are awesome. You did the best with what you had. Damn, I'm like, it's gotta end. Because I'm getting crazy. Okay. There's only one more page. Oh, this has nothing to do with that. So this is 11/11/24. It says, goodbye, horses. Maybe it does have to do with him, I don't know, but goodbye, horses. Song. The relevance to Hindu belief or speculative belief that the Bhagavad Gita, representing horses as 5 senses, so a androgynous god/goddess floating above and directing those horses, but a dirty, shadow, drunken, mean cowboy or girl standing in front, in the way of the horses, and higher self/god/goddess tattoo. Oh, this is a tattoo idea. Relevant also to my dad and my similarity to him, for he always loved Western movies and history, but also worked hard and partied hard and died young. Okay, maybe I should. Drunken, mean cowboy or girl standing in front, in the way of the horses, and higher self, god, goddess tattoo, or art idea. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, it didn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. Anyway, I felt the need to do something in honor of my dad, because I feel like it has been my dad's spirit that has like given me the strength, for sure, like through and through, and I just felt it. So I was like, I gotta do it. Dude, those were all tears of joy though, because like when I was writing that, I didn't know, and now I'm like, damn, I'm so honored that to even have a father in my life, that regardless of how hard he was on us and how much he fucked our psyches up, that it's like he didn't mean to, you know? People, dude, he gave me so much. For a young woman to have everything that my father has given me, and the fact that him passing, he has now guided me through the afterlife, like, I respect the fuck out of that man. And I feel like he was trying to tell me that he respects me. I think maybe that's why I had to read it, because I had to recognize that this has always been me, and like it's not any one thing, that I did everything I could, you know, to make shit right, to always understand like the bigger picture. And I do grieve a lot about my shortcomings with him. Maybe just like a lack of gratitude that I gave him, because now that he's gone, I see how much, like how many tools he's given me, you know? And sometimes they're not applicable until you're able to release your ego attached to the person. Because when my dad was alive, I was like, he's a fucking asshole, dude. Like, he's always just hurting me, hurting everyone around us. And he did. But, you know, there are points that's just irrelevant. Like, you just see it all as lessons and blessings. Lessons and blessings. They are hand in hand. So I love my dad. I love you, Dad. And I'm grateful that he has guided and protected me throughout this journey. So shout out to him.